Immediately upon entering downtown Bikini Bottom, you're going to learn some new tech called SpongeBob storage. When SpongeBob lands on a surface after double jumping, he outputs an animation which interrupts SpongeBob transformation. Normally, upon immediately touching the SpongeBob, he'd transform, but because the animation is playing, it's delayed. SpongeBob is also allowed to jump out of this animation, and because he can only transform into a SpongeBob while on ground, we can repeat this loop of SpongeBob double jumping, floating through air, and then landing on the ground again in a double jump state. But we have to be careful not to move while we're on the ground. If we start walking before SpongeBob becomes airborne, the double jump animation will cancel and transition into his walk cycle, which will trigger the transformation to start. So we need to store this SpongeBob by using this exploit, all while grabbing this collectible wheel with this level design exploit, and continuing to store the SpongeBob all the way over to these tikis, where we'll finally transform and begin rolling as this second wheel attracts to us. Now that we're rolling in a SpongeBob state, we have slightly faster movement with a little bit less control. It's similar to a sliding state, however we can change directions with it and it's not tied to a designated platform. But we're going to roll on over to this next challenge and touch this trigger in a very specific spot to initiate this cutscene and cause this cannon to start firing. This initiates the Tikis Go Boom task, for which completing it will award us a golden spatula if we can hit all of the buttons on the ground here with the tikis stacked on them. If you look closely at this cannon, you'll notice that it bobs up and down, and because the cannon fires in random intervals, this effectively makes the cannon shoot at random heights at random times, which is super frustrating and for sure makes this the most annoying RNG segment in the entire game. However, luckily for us, this game is like 99% skill based, so the worst possible outcome you can get from this loses only 4 seconds. Now don't get me wrong, 4 seconds is a lot of time, especially at world record level, but remember this is the worst possible outcome. Most outcomes will